It is October 5th, and the Yankees are 1-0 in the postseason. They scrape by and win a close one. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steaming hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. The Yankees win Game 1 of the American League Divisional Series against the Kansas City Royals. Jimmy, Jake, BBD, brought to you by SeatGeek. We're going to talk about the game. That's what this show is, Jake. We just live streamed the game for 3 hours, 27 minutes. We had 3,600 people with us the entire time. We peaked at 5,339 people. Game 2, Monday night. Let's get 6,000 people peak. Let's do it. Join. It's a good time. Jake, how are you?
James, Davis, everyone tuning in. Let's go. We got to win. A couple scares along the way, basically every inning from 3 to 6. But Yanks get a big Game 1. And yeah, we'll end this episode. We'll tee up Game 2 a little bit because even when I was peeing after the game, I had a couple Game 2 thoughts. But yeah, we held serve at home. And we came back a couple times, which is good. There's a lot of good things to build on. There's a couple things we've been scared about all season long that happened, and they survived that. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people right now, biggest concern is like, is Judge going to show up in the playoffs? And that's my least biggest concern. So like the fact that that's anything on the forefront, feeling good. Would have been feeling so bad if they lost.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Let's I can get into so much.
Right. We're going to get lost in it. Let's do it.
Let's burn this baby.
Burn this baby. Playoff baseball is back in the Bronx. Gerrit, J. Cole trying to work out an ace performance while the Royals would try to go hard in the paint behind Michael Waka Flocka Flame. Tommy Pham slaps a sac fly for first blood, 1-0 Royals. But playoff Gleba bombs for everyone. 2-run shot for Torres gives the Yanks the lead, but one of the Melendez brothers murders a ball. 3-2 Royals in the fourth. Bottom 5, Yanks fans relax with a nice walk. Wells and Volpe, both with RBI walks. It's 4-3. Buckle up, double play ball. Volpe plays catch with the right field ball boy. Gerrit hamster dance takes the lead with a 2 RBI single. It's 5-4 Royals. Bottom 6, Austin goes to the Wells once more. RBI single to tie it up. Do you have it? Guts. Verdugo with the RBI single. It's looking like a New Orleans jazz club with all that flying around the bases. 6-5 Yankees. Leave us alone, KC. Oh. Cole to Hill to Holmes to Canely to Cool Hand Luke. Yanks take Game 1, 6-5 final.
Went Melendez on him, huh?
Yeah, everyone's watching that, and I don't know like how cool it is, but like it's blowing my mind. There's like a real Aaron Hernandez show out right now because like that was bad and like,
yeah,
but whatever.
People are saying you look like them a little bit. Someone tweeted that.
Thank you.
Good burn, Jake.
Thank you.
Jazzy. Jazz is a fun one for you.
I kind of screwed up the last line a little bit, but Jazz was flying.
Yeah. Even Costas' call was something like that. Speaking of, do you have the Sterling call for the whatever?
Now here's Weaver's 2-2. Hit on the ground to first. Cabrera goes to the bag in time. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Nice. That guy.
So the Yankees win the opening game 6-5.
That was adorable.
Obviously, we'll keep
it
here for Susan.
Do you have you said you had the go-ahead run, too, with Jazz flying?
No, I have Glaber's homer.
Oh, okay.
Sure, let's
do it.
1-1. Swung on, hit in the air to right. Back goes Pham on the track. He's at the wall. She's gone. It's Glaber Day. He's at his best when he hits to right and right center.
He knows.
And he just drilled a 2-run home run to right. And like a good Glaber, Torres is there.
I feel like the Yankees have never fully said that to Glaber. Your best going to right
Yeah.
center, and that was John Sterling's playoff home run call.
He knows.
Hey, this episode's brought to you by Booking.com, people, the official accommodation partner of Major League Baseball. Booking.com, yeah. Maybe book yourself a trip to Kansas City. Good barbecue down there. Wherever you're going in the beautiful United States, Booking.com is the place to book it. Hotels, bed and breakfast, vacation rentals, resorts. Wherever you like to stay, Booking.com has it. And the right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city, even your baseball rivals. Book today on Booking.com. Download the Booking.com app. And hopefully we get to book a lot of locations in a lot of different cities. Maybe like 3 different cities.
That'd be nice.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Booking.com.
My main takeaway, what I said at the very end of our live stream, what I said on my post-game recap I posted on Twitter and Instagram was, this game had so many elements that I was worried about. Like, this is what's going to doom us in the playoffs. Right. This is our worst game. Cole not being sharp or being overexcited or being rusty from the layoff. Judge not coming through because they're just attacking him like this rotation. And the Royals, with all their changeups, have a pretty good formula. Like, not a lot of slider out pitches. And so anyway, and then
a lot of unique touch points. The righty changeups, the speed, the like contact bats, which that was part of Cole's problem today. Like, we saw some really good fights out of, what was it, Massey, Yuli.
Biggest thing, infield defense.
Yeah.
Volpe threw that line. I was terrified of them using Clay in a situation I would never dream of using Clay. They did that.
Sure did.
It worked out pretty well.
Sure did.
So this had so many things I was weary of. And like, if all this happens, if all of that happened,
right,
I would have said that's a loss and let's just cut our ties and like get the next one. Hopefully we get a clean game. So my spin would be, I think we have some clean games in our future where it should be easier. Because the Volpe double play for Tim Hill, that changed things a lot. That was a dour mood. It led to using more relievers. It led to so many. It was a bad first domino to fall. And
yeah, there was a funny moment because we're on the stream. We're hot. We're Yankee fans. Everyone listening to this was that, the infield defense that we've talked about a lot. And Volpe, who's been incredible this year, and he's a kid and you don't want to label stuff, but he's had some pressure moments at shortstop that he hasn't answered the bell. Like, that's just being fair. There was a moment after that play that I'm looking around the infield and I'm like, wait, is Oswaldo at first the guy I'm most comfortable with in our infield right now? The guy playing his 5th position? The guy that's like never played here? And it's just an interesting formula the Yankees have rolled out with their sinker contact pitcher / it's the year of sinkers outside of Cole, Rodon, Weave. 3 guys we feel pretty good about. The infield defense is scary and the Royals like to run and they like to put the ball in play. So, the middle of this game, crazy back and forth.
Did they have any stolen bases?
No, I don't think they ran.
That's awesome then. I mean, a lot of the older guys were getting on base.
Yeah.
All right. There's a ton of good in this game we have to talk about. There's a ton we have to talk about. I will say, for anyone here that's not a Yanks fan, that's coming for just to get their hate off, you're so right. In my opinion, Jazz was out. I mean, I'm sorry. That stinks. And also, Glaber in the 5th inning, that was strike 3. The Yanks go on to score 2 runs there. I think Jazz is out on that replay. Jazz goes on to score the go-ahead run. Nothing I can say besides, I agree with you. It was kind of nuts. Happened 3 times today in Major League Baseball. Trey Turner was clearly out, and they ruled that. They didn't overturn it. That one, there was daylight between them. They didn't overturn it. And I think Freddie Freeman, also in Dodgers, same situation, slid in a second. Everyone was like, yeah, look at that, and then they didn't overturn it. So MLB's got some answering to do across the board. Now we're going to move on.
Of the three, I think Jazz was the least bad. Like, at least there was a lot of action there, and he kind of beat it, and it just the way his foot went and slid. Like, Freddie, kind of his body came off. Trey got beat. Well, whatever. That's
Ump had a real tight zone.
Yeah, I guess on the Glaber part, like, sure. But we saw it both ways. Like I'm sure
The official tally is 7 missed calls that went against the Yankees, 3 when they were hitting and they got high calls strike, 2 Soto, 1 Volpe.
like it always surprised you. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you're doing that now, ump?
Yeah.
That first strike on Soto, he could have hit a homer. So I thought the umping was fine. You're absolutely right. Like that jazz call, if it was called out, it might even be confirmed out, and it's just a weird state of baseball. But at this point, none of my business.
None of your business. Someone said tech monster, so I don't know if we should pause. They're saying chat fail. So I don't know.
FFFFF.
We'll just ride it out anyway. Do what we got to do.
I'm not seeing any of that.
Keep going.
Okay. All right.
Do we go to Cole? Says we're live.
People saying refresh, so maybe just a refresh. Yeah, let's go to Cole. I mean, Cole, I didn't really like anything I saw from Cole. To be honest.
Cutter.
The cutter was good. He was so in the zone. That kind of was weirding me out. He threw the four-seam fastball way more than he had to, and when he was throwing other pitches, he was throwing them in the zone. It was very odd.
Yeah.
Like he just threw some curveballs like right in the zone. So I don't know if that's not sharp. I don't know if he's getting in his head about how many swings and good swings they're taking and they're really battling. He didn't really want any part of Yuli, who walked twice, scored twice, and then knocked him out with that single. I thought his stuff looked good. The fastball was fast and crisp. The cutter was cutting. The knuckle curve was curving. Where his was landing wasn't good, and his sequencing wasn't good. So many fastballs scared the shit out of me right down the middle.
Yeah, I think the fastball has had nights where it's been more electric. I know the location and agree on pretty much all of that. I think sometimes his fastball has a little more movement and juice to it, and then everything plays off of that. But Cole hadn't had a start since September 26th. It's October 5th. This is a guy that when we're in the season, he doesn't like to skip a day. So yeah, it's not shocking that it's not crisp. It sucks, and it's like, I don't know. It shouldn't feel that way, but I guess that's kind of the feeling that I didn't have figured out yet. But between Cole not being his sharpest, well, not being bad, but just not being his sharpest, between a Volpe error that just like cannot happen at any point. Like this looks like the Yankees were a little rusty while they still played good. And I guess that's where the kind of backhandedness of like, if the Yankees lost this game, and if you lose any playoff game, it hurts. But this would have felt devastating because the Yankees, the other side of it would have been like the Yankees had some stuff go right too, and they got a call and stuff like that. They in a way got away with one tonight, but they also put together like good at bats when they needed it. You know?
That and the Royals relievers were struggling to find the zone. The Yankees had 2 RBI walks here. But, I heard Jack Curry saying this on the post-game show as I was walking into the studio. He's like, that's what they do. Like, that's their game plan. So they didn't get away from that. Like, that Zerpa inning, he comes in and I don't even, what was it? He came in.
He didn't record an out.
Yeah, and they took walkout too quick. So Zerpa comes in and Soto singles on the 5th pitch, and then Judge walked on 7 pitches, and then Wells walked on 7 pitches. He didn't give him much to do on those pitches. Besides, Judge had 1 pitch that was like, you should have crushed that. But they took their walk, so like they should have scored more runs there, but they didn't get that many like good pitches to drive. I didn't think.
Well, and hey, in hindsight, and Zerpa was definitely wild, but like he put a 3-2 pitch in the zone to Judge, sinker that he fouled off to get another pitch. Like Wells fouled off a 3-2 to get another pitch. So in a way, the Yankees deserve credit there. Like those were odd at bats. Like Wells, bless you. Wells is up 3-0, so whatever, but it gets to 3-2, which then the pressure's fully on the hitter. Judge was in a 2-2 count there, and Soto got a single off of him. And Soto, this was kind of Verdugo, Glaber, Wells' day. Soto had a huge day. Dude, the throw out at home.
Yeah, throw out at home from Soto.
My God.
No, Soto had a huge game. Should we do like a hockey maybe on these and just go like our 3 stars?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to like agree on guys, right?
Yeah, I think we got to do them. Is it combined?
But I think we should go reverse. Like hockey, they introduce them in backwards order. I don't think I can think that way.
So you want to go number 1
the
star
number
of the
1
game?
star.
All right, for me, it's Verdugo.
Yeah, he's got an argument.
That catch down the line was great. He ran another ball down. It was great. He scored he drove in Jazz there with a nice piece of hitting. He also had a single in his first AB when, like, in that second inning when everyone else went down real quick. Remember? I was like, this stinks. Like, this is not good. Need Verdugo to come through here.
Yeah, and I'm good with it even if you, dude, that bobble catch, I believe that's in fair territory. It was 2 outs and there's 2 runners on.
Yep.
That if he bobbles that and it hits the ground, I think we're talking about 2 more Kansas City runs at a really early point in that game that would have felt almost backbreaking. So yeah, I think I'm fine with that. 2 hits, 2 runs, and the game-winning RBI from the guy that was the most debated in this lineup. Like that's a big boy night. Good for him.
Now is where it gets tough for me. I'll let you do the next one because I have 3 guys and there's only 2 more spots.
3 for 2 spots.
3. Yeah.
Call me crazy, call me maybe.
Okay.
I think you're gonna like this. I think it's Weaver.
Oh, I didn't have him. I didn't even have him as one of my guys.
Every other hitter or pitcher that was in this game today gave up a hit or a walk. Luke Weaver over 1.1 to seal the game against the heart of their lineup.
Yep.
Nothing.
Dude, he's awesome.
Never like a scare, dude.
Weaver. All right. Well, I was going to go. This is a tough gig, huh?
Tough gig, huh?
I'm going Wells, and I know Soto had 3 hits and he had the outfield assist.
Right.
But no runs scored and no RBIs, and that's not his fault. Glaber was just like, dude, Glaber's good too, huh?
Yeah. Glaber's
I'm going.
I think it's Glaber.
I'm going Glaber. I'm going Glaber. What am I doing?
The first runs of the game.
2 walks to set up Soto.
Damn.
Wow. So, but Soto, Wells, and Clay would also be in my top 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with you on the top 6.
All right. We're lockstep. Top 6 guys.
Yeah. Hey, let's do, because I definitely don't want to miss this. Clay Holmes, man. I think the situation and where we came in with Clay was daunting. When we saw Clay out for another inning, that was daunting. Clay was a massive connecting piece in this game. The second most outs recorded after Cole. And Jim, this was something I had a little bit of the scent on. Sinkers. What was it? 11 sinkers, 2 sliders by the end?
1 slider, I believe.
I think he threw 1 more in that final at bat. But
11 sinkers, 1 sweeper, 1 slider.
That it was a Jakey theory of like, hey, I think Clay's slider was really good because he only threw it once out of every 10 pitches, and hitters were sitting for one of the grossest sinkers in the game. All the numbers came back really good on the slider. They tried to make him slider guy, and I think even that got in his head, though. Hey, Clay is like back to being an asset, which I was thinking the Yankees were going to try to do, and if this took 1 step in the wrong direction, he's out. And in the playoffs, it moves quick that Clay could be back out. But for now, he's in the middle innings. He's in.
I just really don't like the defense. Still scares me. The ball off his glove still happened.
Clean innings, ideally.
Jazz was able to get Witt out there on that slow chopper, which is nice play. Dude, hats off to Oswaldo, too. He made a bunch of picks over at first.
Yeah.
He looked the part. He had a nice double in that 1 inning that should have scored Stanton if Stanton wasn't didn't have stones for feet.
God.
Stanton also should have beat out that play. So, yeah.
Stones for feet.
Glaber, Verdugo, Clay, 3 guys that probably got the ire of the fans the most this season, all came through huge. So I'm very happy about that. Very happy for them. I'd like Volpe to get going. He had 2 good pieces of contact.
Yeah.
His first 2 at-bats. Then the weird hit-and-run thing with Jazz. If it wasn't a hit-and-run, I don't know what that was when he got thrown out, and Volpe took a terrible swing at that. But
I guess the thought that I can't finish off, God, Jake, be Luke Weaver. 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Like, a costly error at the wrong spot. There's a lot of the not good in this game, and we still won. And that's what matters.
Judge with a great play in center on the second ball of the game. Soto with the outfield assist. So there was a lot of good, too.
That whole first inning, my God. Massey to the wall. Bobby Witt to the wall. Judge jumping into it. And then Vinny P with another hundo spot off the bat. Tim Hill, was the Volpe play with Tim Hill in, right? So his outing could look very different. It could have looked like one inning clean.
He came in and pounded the zone. It was pretty. And then they put the infield in, which I didn't even really agree with at that time.
Yeah,
you have a ground ball.
It was second and third. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, if it was first and third and you could get the double play, I think yes. Second and third, I do think you have to have the infield in. Canely didn't look super sharp. Changeup was doing something different every pitch, and he like 4-pitch walk the 9-hole hitter or 8-hole hitter, so you can't do that.
Yeah. What I do like about this game, and you can say this both ways, is they used their closer, Urseg.
Yeah. Every closer saw the meat.
He faced 5 batters, heart of the lineup, right?
Dude, Soto got screwed with the first strike there, too.
Yeah. There was 3 calls that were out of the zone called strikes. 2 on Soto high and 1 on Volpe high.
It's not cool.
Not cool. Who did Urseg face? Glaber and then Soto, Judge, Wells, Stanton. So I like that. You can say the same for them,
right?
That they got to see Weave. Now, we had 5 people able to see Urseg, and they only had 3. And we got to see a lot of their bullpen in a loss. What's that?
1.1 from Weaver.
Oh, yeah. We got to see a lot of their good bullpen in a loss. That is good in playoff games. Kind of like if you lose a game and you don't want to at least show your hand a little bit and give familiarity there. But they used guys that we're going to see again, and maybe they don't use Zerpa again.
Yeah, Zerpa feels like a save for a home game.
Probably should have kept Walker-in.
Kind of guy.
We don't use Cousins nor Hamilton.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
they didn't use Bubik.
Okay, so that's probably their win from this game. I feel like we'll see him at some point. And yeah, I guess, I don't think we're ready to jump to next game yet, but Hamilton, I would not be surprised if Hamilton and Rodon, or Hamilton or Cousins pair well with Rodon in that next game, either to get the Royals to use their bench, or, if Rodon has a Cole-type performance,
yeah,
you're going to have those righties ready to go.
They didn't use their bench today. I don't know if they will, the Yankees. If it's close, I think Volpe's going to get pinch hit for. I don't know, because defensively, maybe not, but you can slide Oswaldo over to short and put Rice there.
If they're winning,
lefty Dominguez can pinch hit for them. You kind of got to do it.
Because this is their best defensive team.
Yeah. If they're losing, you might see it.
So it really, if it's tied or losing, you're going to see Duke Ellis made the roster, pinch run. And then, you start the whole Dominguez or Rice, and if they don't want to burn 2 bodies, does Ben Rice pinch hit for Volpe, and Oswaldo goes to short, Ben Rice goes to first? Let's not even see it. Let's just be up in every game.
I agree with that.
Keep being in front.
Easy. What else we got from this one?
I don't know. That's all. The only thing I want to say is Judge struggled, obviously. I think this Judge postseason terrible is getting way louder than it needs to be. I did this in the office with someone the other day, and I'll do it again here.
I'll do it again.
Yeah. Judge has been, at times, over a certain series, awesome in the playoffs. It's not like he's never done anything. 2022 is a lot of at-bats where he had no protection, no one around him, and he did not come through. And
He was the only guy on the team.
Cannot excuse that at all. In the ALCS in 2017, he had a 1.65 OPS. In 2018, in the ALDS and the wildcard game, he had a 1.447 OPS. In 2019, he had moments and was good, and his numbers aren't like awful throughout the 2019 playoffs. It's a 265 batting average, 390 on base, 743, no slug, but was getting things done and getting things moving. Lately, it's been terrible. I agree. But it's not like he's this guy that's never come through in the postseason, which is what people are trying to say. He has. It's been a while. I'm not worried about him. Although this Kansas City team is not a good matchup for him. All from like starters to relievers, they all kind of are not great matchups for him.
Yeah, but you got to find a way to contribute, whether that's walks, whatever that is. I'm not worried about Judge. It'll be there. I think I'm good on this game. If we want to tee up, I've one just roster thought and teeing up the next game a little bit.
Yeah, what's your one roster thought?
Well, it's brought to you by Factor. I was in my apartment building today, and there was a ton of Factor boxes at the front desk. I was like, Factor. Sweater weather pairs perfectly with savory fall foods. Yep, we are here. Factor. There's more than just lunch and dinners. They've got breakfast. They've got midnight snacks if you're the type for that. 60-plus add-ons. This fall, you got a lot going on. Keep your plans to turn on Factor. They deliver fresh, nutritious, chef-prepared meals ready to eat in just 2 minutes. That's the beauty of it. This is a big Jimmy at the office lunch, don't even think. 2 minutes, let's eat, let's go. Head to factormeals.com/Yanks50. Use code Yanks50 to get 50% off your first box, plus 20% off your next month. That's code Yanks50 at factormeals.com/Yanks50. 50% off your first, 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Thank you, Factor. Okay. This is daydreaming a little bit too far because maybe this wouldn't be a Royals thing, but say we ran into a tough righty reliever. Do you think the Yankees could pinch hit Dominguez for Stanton at any point? Or is that like, he's Stanton?
I think you're more likely to start Dominguez at DH over Stanton if the at-bats continue to look really off.
Okay.
And the base running is like, come on.
And you just play it off as like weapon on the bench.
Yeah, stands
splits.
the weapon on the bench for a lefty reliever.
That makes more sense, I think.
Because even like they have more lefty relievers. So if you want to drop Stanton in as the righty instead of Dominguez, and the speed is an issue. It's 2 runs.
We saw that.
It's 2 runs today.
Okay. My follow-up from that is there any changes in the lineup with Cole Reagans, the lefty? Because it's going to be Rodon, Reagans. Cole Reagans is really good. God, why is it Monday? That's so sad.
I think Birdie might play for Oswaldo because Boone doubled down on that in the pregame press conference.
Specifically said he'd be comfortable starting Birdie at first.
Yeah, he's out of the blue. Like, I don't think it was
right.
I don't think anyone went out of the way to get that info from him. And he said, and that's kind of laying the bait that against the lefty, Birdie might be the guy at first.
I mean, John Birdie's a veteran, but it's a weird spot. How tall is John Birdie?
I don't know.
Probably. And if that's true, it makes the Duke Ellis decision make a little more sense if Birdie's not necessarily going to be available to pinch run every game.
John Birdie listed 5'10".
Same.
Whatever. Make the play. That's what I care about.
Yeah, I mean, because Oswaldo looked good.
I think Reagans is a reverse splits guy, so that would be a little...
Then run it back, dude.
Run it back.
Why not?
Oswaldo hit lefty. He can do whatever, right?
Did he face him this year?
Reagans. Let's see. Cole Reagans. against the Yankees this year. New York. Did we see him? We saw him September 11th. Never forget. And it looks like our lineup: Glaber, Soto, Judge, Jazz, Giancarlo, Verdugo, Volpe, Rizzo, Trevino. So no.
Okay. Soto, Verdugo, and Rizzo got hits off Reagan's.
Two of them will be out there.
Judge didn't? Oh, Judge did play against him. He got a walk.
Man, Monday's the big one, dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a huge game. It's their best pitcher.
He's their best pitcher. He's lefty. He has all the signs of like a really good young pitcher. Like he's got velo. He's composed. He pitched well against the Birds. And yeah, God, it's just such a better feeling knowing no matter what happens, you'd have a game back in the Bronx, worst case scenario. Like we've seen in these 5-game sets, and this has been with good baseball teams, but, Philly's done it a couple times that if you bring it back home and you win, so say you split it and it's 1-1, you bring it back home, you go up 2-1, and you've got a game at home that you can end another team's season, like that turns into powerful stuff. Tight series.
That game was too tight. It's so amazing they won. It is very important that they won. I'm just looking at, and we'll do the pregame show tomorrow, but I'm looking really quickly, and this isn't too calculated because you have some bad pitchers in here, but lefties who throw our righty hitters against lefty fastballs and lefty changeups.
Sure.
Because that's what the righties see from Reagan's. And then the lefties, our lefty hitters against lefty fastballs and lefty sliders, because that's what he throws to lefties. And if you're looking at slugging percentage on the year, Jazz Chisholm Jr. crushes lefty fastballs and sliders. 370 batting average, 815 slug on the pitch. It only includes the pitches he puts in play. Soto's got a 608 slug. That's pretty good.
Lefties sometimes helping out against lefties.
Yeah, and then the righties who hit lefty fastballs and changeups, you got Aaron Judge with a 623 slug. Jahmai Jones, obviously, 308, 538 slug. Glaber's been good. And Volpe's been all right. So, Birdie, not great. Oh, you got the batting average. So, I'm interested. I think we should just run it back against Reagan's.
Yeah, and I mean, it's insane, but again, postseason baseball should be reactive, but if you got to... Does Waldo look good at first? And that's important.
The
with
play
Jazz and Volpe throwing over there?
The Volpe play in the hole that he went down and got was pretty nice. And the pickoff play when Weave just darted one. Was that Weave?
Yeah.
That was nice,
too. Those were massive plays. Like, I think defensively you can't take out Oswaldo's glove. Like, look what just happened with Verdugo. Verdugo's play off the wall and that catch, those were massive.
Yeah, Reagan shut down the Orioles. He only had 4 hits, 8 Ks, 6 innings pitched. Pretty good start by him. Who got hits on him? Colton Cowser got a single and ground ball. Cedric Mullins, the lefty, got a double.
Couple lefties.
And Ramon Urias got a double, and Cedric Mullins got a single. 2-pitch pitchers, interesting because he has like 2 more pitches he uses as a third, fourth. Right. But then Rodon, worried about the fastballs, but I'm not worried. But I'm a little worried about the fastballs,
right?
Because that team just was spoiling and kind of all over everything.
Yeah, and I mean this is dumb, obvious playoff stuff, but the first inning, he's probably going to be a little rusty. He's probably going to be overamped up, and we've seen him have early innings troubles this year. And that teeth of the Royals lineup coming off a game 1 loss, that if this was talking Royals right now, we'd be a mix of like, God, we should have had that game, and we got that Jazz was out at second, blah, blah, blah. First inning. And dude, how about just the full story of Rodon from last year to now, and how It started with him leaving the team in Kansas City on that last start.
Thanks, Bob. Stoffel the Badger in the live chat said, Jimmy, work on pushing all the air out of your lungs and get all the CO2 out, then breathe in deep, bro, and your lungs will clear themselves out. I didn't know I needed to do that. But I do box breathing all the time, so I appreciate it.
Been a big breathing day.
Yeah.
Breaths.
And I do like that. That's my favorite part of the box breathing exercise is when you push it all out and you're kind of just empty.
It's like yoga.
Yeah, I'm a vessel. No, yoga is all the spiritualism that I don't like.
Breathing's cool.
In with the good, out with the bad. Shut up. Let's just breathe. Tell me how to think. All right. See you tomorrow. Psych. See you Monday. Love you. Go Yanks.
Let's go Yanks.
Tell 'em
Subscribe.
Rams.
Go Yankees.
Thanks for subscribing. Means a lot.
Been getting some subscribers last couple days.
Oh, yeah.
Postseason.
Gotta ask to receive.
It's true.